Dr. Oz is cranking up the heat on Medicaid fraud, and now every governor in America is on notice. He's giving all 50 states just 10 days to verify provider enrollment data after officials say they uncovered roughly $1 billion in unaccounted Medicaid funds. Dr. Oz is demanding that states immediately identify and remove non-compliant providers, warning that Medicaid can't keep operating like an unguarded piggy bank. I'm looking at you.
Me?
Come on, this is you. This is Dagan, Medicaid.
It makes me want to quit my job and go work for the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid. What the One Big Beautiful Law did go a long way to cracking down on what I consider to be one of the greatest frauds of defrauding the American people, where all of these states were using this money laundering technique, where and California used it to insure illegal aliens under the Medi-Cal program, and then siphon extra money off of the federal government, where they would impose an excise tax on the providers, like the insurance companies, and then take that money and spend it on Medicaid. And then they would use that excess money it was just this circular money laundering, but they would use it to fill their coffers with matches from the federal government. So that ended. But this, I want more of this, and what makes me sad is that all of this will end if the Democrats ever get back in power.
Gary, I have been disappointed in DOJ. This gives me hope. DOJ didn't get the billion, trillions that I wanted. It got me a little bit. This is giving me more of what I wanted. Stop the big guys first, go after the big guys and put them on notice.
Is the smoke coming out over here yet? Or look,
think how much interest payments on our debt we could pay with this money, Gary.
Washington is professional at no accountability because they're using other people's money. So they will spend on things that they'll pay 10 to 100 times the price for something when if they really had accountability. And I'm pretty darn sure if we were able to really get somebody in there to do the job, I think there's probably $1 trillion of waste and fraud every year. Think about that.
I know.
And I hate saying it. I take no joy in saying it, but I believe there's $1 trillion of waste and fraud that if somebody was that's why I was so hopeful with DOJ.
I know, me too.
And it just blew up too quickly, unfortunately. It's a damn shame because we're going to run $2.2 trillion in deficits this year. We're paying, $1.2 trillion in interest. By the way, in the year 2000, our whole federal spending was $1.8 trillion, and we're going to do $1.2 in interest this year.
I know.
Whatever Dr. Oz can do, if he can save a dollar, I'm a happy camper. But until they are dead serious about it and really get neck deep, I don't have a lot of hope.
The problem is, to that point earlier, we've got 2 years.
Yeah.
Maybe, right?
Well.
And then, so not to say that it's not for nothing. Claw back everything you can, but then the spigot's just open again.
And that's part of the problem. So where I was going with this is the DHS shutdown that's in day 70. I've lost count, day 70, whatever it is. You've got Democrats standing up and saying, we don't want to fund DHS. DHS doesn't need any more money. Meantime, Mark Wayne Mullin said, I've got a week of payroll left, and then I'm, out of my luck in terms of funding. And the Democrats actually have the audacity to say, we don't want to fund DHS. We need more money for healthcare in this country. So they want to expand the already broken system that's got all the waste and fraud going through it, that's got all the extra people on the rolls that shouldn't be on them. They're just sometimes they're out of their mind.
Brian, you're reading. What are you reading?
Well, I don't want to. I like agreeing with Dagan. I don't want to agree with her on this one, but she is 100% right. I've asked I've had the chance to ask some of the people we're reading about here, what are you going to do to make sure that the anti-fraud work we're doing is Hakeem Jeffries proof and Gavin Newsom proof and AOC proof. And you correct me if I'm wrong, Dagan, because you've talked to these people too. I have never gotten a satisfying answer to that question. And I don't blame them, because they can only do what they do while they're in office unless you do the one thing that could make a huge difference here. If you have the political guts to take the huge extension cord of federal money that's plugged into all these states and you rip it out. And you do that and states are spending their own money, then they don't do this stuff. But again, it gets back to, like, do you want to be politically popular now or do the right thing? If you said right now, if Republicans went out and said, we want to cut federal funding in enormous ways to all these programs, they would be vilified. They'd lose the midterms even worse than they probably already will. And it just comes back to, like, doing the right thing or getting elected, and everybody in this thing wants to get elected.
If you take away $1, you're throwing grandma off the cliff. You're taking the food off the kids' table, and the whole works. We've seen that forever, and it's unfortunate. Again, if it was their own money, this would be a lot different, but they know it's not, and it's become so gargantuan, just I can't even imagine what's inside the wells and the books of what they are spending on and where they are spending on it. I forgot who it was that was posting something every year, a whole book of waste and some crazy things, grasshoppers on treadmills, $2 million study, things like that. I can't even imagine what else is in there. I forgot which politician it was a few years ago.
Like the grasshoppers on treadmills, like you point that out a few times, and that's a little bit of money. It's things that don't sound like that get you, like things called the Meals Act, okay, which Representative Ilhan Omar pushed through, and everyone's like, oh, meals for children.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Yeah, why should they all be school-based organizations? Let's make them non-school-based organizations. And that's how you get to the Feeding Our Future scandal. And nobody knew what she was doing. Nobody in America was paying attention to this. And when they paid attention to it, it sounded good. But the key wasn't that it was grasshoppers or not grasshoppers. It was that it was federal money going to a state where the insiders know how to hand it out to their friends. That's what it's all about.
$250 million and no meals delivered. But as Dagan always says, if it's for grandma or the children, then you can't touch it.
They use that as the ruse. It was Tom Coburn's waste book.
Right.
He picked it up, and subsequent senators have done it. He retired from the Senate in 2014.